So we're going to start out by drawing the crystal, and I know that I've been teaching long enough to know that when I say the word drawing, some people run for the hills. But I promise this part will make the painting part easier, and I think it'll help you understand how I'm coming up with the designs, I guess. So I am using a real crystal, and this is my favorite way to create them. I have a bunch of these little grungy little crystals that are fun to draw, and they give me a lot of interesting shapes. So any way that I turn this crystal, I can come up with all different designs. And then after I get the facets down, that's when I come up with the color and the dark and the light and all that fun stuff. So for now, we're just going to worry about getting the actual shape of these facets down. And I know that my vantage point and your vantage point are going to be a little different, but I'm going to try my best to walk you through what I'm doing. So I like to start at the top, and what I'm doing is paying very close attention to each line and how it relates to every other line. And of course this crystal is pretty small. I'm going to make mine bigger, but I'm just trying to get the basic shape of these facets. So I work on one shape at the time. So I'm doing this one that is in the top left. And don't worry so much about getting perfectly straight lines. You can fix all that later. So I've got now this shape drawn in. And when I do the bottom, sometimes I flare them out. I'm going to flare this guy out a little bit. I don't necessarily worry about all this stuff down here. Sometimes I make it up, especially if it's all kind of jagged like that. But like I said, I'm trying to mainly get in these big faceted areas. And looking at each angle, and sometimes it helps if you take your pencil, if you're unsure about which way an angle is going, if you hold your pencil up to it, it'll kind of guide you which way it's going. So now I'm back up to the top. This is a kind of funky one. So like right here, this line right here, if I hold my pencil up straight to it, I can see it's actually coming this way. Now for the bottom, I'm going to fudge a little bit. I'm doing the basic shape of how that is, but also a little fudging. So I've got my facets in, got my shapes in, and now I get to decide how I want to design my crystal. This is the fun part.